Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Okay, so I want to let's talk about this Allie and Trip thing. Talking about it in a little bit more, hold on 1 second. I'm talking about it in a little bit more of a serious matter because even though I know it's a soap opera and it's fantasy and stuff like that, this is kind of a different situation. It almost reminds me of the General Hospital Me Too thing. Yeah. Long story short, Allie is claiming that Trip raped her. That she was so intoxicated, and her being that intoxicated, she didn't give him consent to do any of that stuff. And then she partially remembers she partially remembers telling him to stop. There really is no easy way to actually sit there and talk about this, and I'm trying to be neutral because in these situations, a lot of these situations where it's he says, she says sort of thing, it gets ugly. It gets ugly fast. And I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that, but if we're going to be really honest, the minute that she said that, Nicole automatically believed her. She didn't question it, she just automatically believed her. And the fact that she said that her details were fuzzy because she couldn't really remember it, and she's starting to remember it now, she's sort of remembering it, is questionable. But Nicole just believes her. And in a lot of these cases, people tend to sometimes side with the woman. And I'm not sitting there saying that's not always true. Like, if she said that he did something without her consent, she could be 100% right. But, it's one of those things where it's like, she says one thing, he says something else, who do you believe? Now, I tried to look at this in a way of maybe he didn't remember it because he was drunk too. He was so drunk and whatever that when he talked to her, he just didn't remember it. Or this guy is a pathological liar and played it off, and that could be it too. But we don't know. And I feel like it's going to get ugly before it gets better. And the problem with her, well, it's not so much of a problem, but here's my thing. So she, after this long drawn out scene, she finally tells Nicole what happened. Nicole calls, it's actually about to call her Price. She calls Lonnie. And she says she wants to report an incident. Now, on the other side of town, you got Trip sitting there talking to Steve. And Steve asks him once again, are you the father of her child? He says no. It's like, I wasn't even with her like that. So now we got a problem. We got a problem because in these situations, when somebody says that, when somebody accuses someone of saying that, it doesn't matter if they're guilty or innocent. Because people are always going to sit there and look at that person like they're guilty. Regardless, you know, they could be innocent, whatever. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be like, nope, he's still guilty. That stigma does not go away. So, I am... Listen, if this guy is a pathological liar, throw the book at him and then some, okay? Stone him, okay? Think of 100 other different tortures that you can do to this guy. But if this guy was like blacked out drunk and he really didn't remember, or she's not remembering everything like she thinks she is, then she's going to ruin his life. And no matter how many apologies she gives, or I remembered wrong, or whatever the case is, and we were just both drunk, no matter how it turns out, she screwed up this guy's life. I mean, she screwed up his life for the rest of his life. And there's nothing that's going to take that back. So I really hope that they handle this story right. And it's not this one-sided, well, she said he's guilty, so he's guilty. And then that's it. And then you have to sit there and spend the entire whatever season trying to prove his innocence. You know? These cases, this I mean, I know it's a story, and I'm kind of wishing, I don't know. This doesn't fall into the realms of fantasy, just kind of a good time. This is like, yeah, these are fantasy characters, but this is a real life situations, you know? So I just hope that they handle this and they balance it out well. And they don't make it seem like this guy is just, you know, proven guilty before he's able to prove his innocence. But at the same time, if this guy is guilty, then drag him through the mud and then some. 1 second. Yeah, I hope that they handle this well and not, you know, whatever. Excuse me. So, I know, I kind of actually had to get a little serious there, but this, as I'm sitting there watching this isn't one of my usual, like, you know, just, okay, this is one of those, like, I actually felt serious watching this, and I don't really know exactly how to take that. I had to get a little serious there, so, now let's go to something a little more lighter. Eli and Lonnie. Long story short, Lonnie did not change. She didn't do anything with the footage or whatever. And when Tran or Melinda walked in there, she got Grant and told Eli to deal with Vincent. I'm gonna get to Ben in a minute because she pretty much told her to just wait outside and go deal with something else while I talk to your husband, pretty much. And when she got him in that room, man. Okay? She pretty much showed him the tape, showed him the footage, and was like, give me a reason why I don't arrest your wife. And of course, she also had footage of him not doing anything to Lonnie either. But she was like, you know, that could be kind of misconstrued or whatever. I mean, you know, we'll just let the chiefs fall where they may. You know, pretty much what they're saying, like, you're not exactly cleared either. You know, but really, she was like, so what are we gonna do to fix this? What are we gonna do to kind of take care of that situation? You know, what do you have in mind? And she's going back and forth with him or whatever. And she said some sort of like sexual joke or whatever, and I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, at the end of it, Eli was like, alright, so what do you want? Because at this point, he knows that she got all the power. Um, and so he's like, what do you want? And she's like, you know what? Give me definitive proof about Kristen, or I'll just have to take it out on your wife. And still find a way to take out Kristen. So he already knows what he has to do. And I think I mentioned Lonnie. You got Ben, and you pretty much, well, not Ben, yeah, you got Ben, Hope, and they track down Vincent, they take him back to the station. Ben starts to just lose it, and Eli is the voice of reason. And then, Melinda splits them up. Lonnie talks to Vincent. And, here's the thing about this Ben situation. This is something that I didn't really grasp up until this point. And I don't know why I didn't grasp it before that, which I'm kind of kicking myself for. The people that's coming after Ben, these aren't just like whack jobs, These aren't just like these crazy villains or whatever, like Nell, The people that are coming after Vincent, they're coming at him with good reason. The fact that he's killed so many people and just walked away from it because, he had an illness or whatever. The fact that he just got away with the stuff that he got away with. It's like, just because you're happy and you're free and you're marrying your wife and everything like that, these people are still suffering. Vicky Donovan is going to be suffering for the rest of her life. No matter if she got revenge on him or not. Same thing with Vincent. So, I gotta be honest. Listen, it sucks that Ciara got caught in the crossfire, but I don't feel bad for Ben's pain at all. And it's kind of sad because I think somebody at one point, one of my subs asked me, at this point in time, she was kind of really going at me. And, she was asking me, who do I like? And I was like, I like Steve, I like John, I like Ben. And she came at me sideways talking about, you like the necktie killer? He's crazy, he's done all this stuff. Nah, nah, nah. And at the time I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, you can. And now that I'm looking at it, I was like, maybe she wasn't so wrong. I don't remember her name. I think her name was Patricia or Patrick or something. I don't remember her name or his name. But I kind of had to take a step back and be like, so maybe they weren't exactly wrong. But towards the end of the episode, because in the beginning he was all like, well, I'm not going to say anything without my lawyer and blah, 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 blah. And Lonnie kind of talked some sense into him. And then somebody called them up or whatever. I think, Lonnie called them up. It was like, Vincent wants to talk. So at this point, when they get there, Vincent's like, listen, I'll tell you everything that you want to know. And Hope is there smiling a little bit. I'm like, I don't know what we're smiling for. He may not exactly tell you the truth. He might just decide to, stick it to Ben, because, whatever. So I guess we'll just wait and see about that. I feel like that's really about it. There was some minor stuff, but this is just mostly chit-chat. It's chit-chat between Trip and some guy that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know his name. It's the simple fact that they didn't say his name in this episode. So if I was new, I would have no idea who he is. I should probably look up his name, but if anybody knows this guy's name that Trip was talking to in the beginning, once they were talking about family and stuff like that, and was talking about Allie and having the baby and stuff, if anybody remembers this guy's name, please tell me. And there was some stuff in the beginning with Steve and Kayla, but it really wasn't that important. And I feel like that's actually about it. Yeah, I really didn't write that many notes. honestly, to tell you the truth, again, this was more about Allie and Trip and Lonnie and Eli, and everything else was secondary. And I'm not gonna really get back into that whole thing because I felt like I took a completely different tone with that Allie and Trip thing. But yeah, I'm not gonna really say anything more about that. So, with that being said, sorry this came out so late, but I do hope that people that didn't watch it tonight can probably watch it tomorrow. Also, I want to try to get to at least 202 subscribers, at least. So if anyone can actually share this video, try to get some new people on the channel also. Because I don't want to sit there and do like a video just to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. And all the people who watch my video right now, I want to thank you. Yeah, so that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I'm going to come up with a new tagline. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Let me know what you thought of this episode. You know what? Let me know what you think of this whole Trip and Allie storyline. Because I feel like that is the one that's going to be very, very divisive. Let me know what you think of that storyline. What do you think of the whole Lonnie and Eli thing? There's a person who wrote like an amazing. You gotta check out this person's comment. A couple of this person's comments, because everything that I was sitting there thinking, this person said. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl or whatever, but for whoever you are, you really rock it with that comment section. Because like I was sitting there reading, I was like, yes to all that. Yep. 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 So, thank you for the comments. And thank everyone for the comments. And thank you for letting me know about GH. Yes, thank you for letting me know about GH. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I said in the other video. But if you didn't watch the other video, you're watching this video, thank you for letting me know about GH. And, boo-hoo on ABC for not actually letting people know about that. Anyway, I'm going to see if there's another episode of GH on tonight. And if it is, I may try to watch it tonight. I'll do my review tomorrow. I guess we'll just wait and see. Have a good weekend. I will catch you in the next video.